wearing a Batman tank top to review a Marvel show. I'm just asking for it at this point. Hey guys, welcome back to another TV show review. I haven't done one in a while. And much like many of my recent videos, this one is really late. I'm talking like 2 months, even 3 months late. Let's talk about Marvel's Runaways Season 2. I was actually pretty excited for this season because I thought Season 1 was pretty solid, especially the last like 3 or 4 episode I thought was really great. And if you haven't seen Season 1, spoiler, but at the end of the season, they indeed ran away. So at the beginning of Season 2, it was actually pretty fast paced. You got the parents looking for their kid, you got the parents dealing with Jonah, and then you got the kid just dealing with the runaways' life and how they are dealing with the fact that their parents are turned out to be murderers. And I thought it was kind of fascinating to to see them sort of adapt to this new environment, because most of them, if not all of them, are super wealthy. So to see these spoiled kids have a little bit of a taste of what it's like to be homeless, that is just, I thought that was handled really well. And I thought the first half of this season is actually really good, with a lot of strong performances. And you could tell they got a lot more money, a much bigger budget for this season, because the whole show, it looks prettier, from the visual effects to cinematography. Just some of the the little details, like the lighting and the cameras and all that. It just, the show as a whole looks a lot better in this second season, especially the dinosaur Olays, the Velociraptor Olays, looks really good. But then you got to a certain point, you got to the midpoint of the season. That's where everything just kind of slowed down, and just from the tone and the plot, the overall threat just kind of went downhill for one reason or another. And I did not enjoy that second half at all. This season started off really fast paced. They were actually running away. The main battle is not just the kids and their parents. There's Jonah as well, the kids versus Jonah, the parents versus Jonah, and then the parents versus the kid. It's just it was kind of a mess, but at the same time, I was really engaged. But after that midpoint, I just stopped caring, because the writing just got really lazy all of a sudden. It kind of reminded me of, some of the CW shows. I'm not going to name names, but it kind of reminded me of those shows with, the drama being so cheap. Characters just lie for no reason, even though they are terrible liars. You know what I'm talking about? Someone would lie about something, and then when being confronted with it, and instead of playing it cool, they just start acting like an idiot, and then everybody just know, okay, you're lying, obviously, it's just so cheap. And then characters would get mad at another character for the stupidest reason, just for the sake of creating a little bit of drama, and then it goes nowhere. If it happens one or twice, I'll forgive the show for that, but it happened a lot, to a point when I was okay, what are we, where are we going with this? Where is this subplot going? Nowhere. The subplot went nowhere. Is it just me, or every time you watch a teen drama, the teenagers, they act idiots? And I know that it's kind of a trope that teenagers they're supposed to be idiots. But I remember when I was in high school, I was a lot more mature than this. I was a lot more aware. I was a lot more grown compared to these people. I think this is a result of adult writers not really understanding what it's like to be a teen now, so they just kind of borrow the tropes from the 90s or the 80s and embed it in what their idea of what a teen drama should be. I don't recognize any of these people in either myself or my friends or my peers, my acquaintance in high school, because they just feel out of touch creation of out of touch adults, and not real people. Another thing that was really disappointing was the action. I mean, the show is not known for its action, but there are quite a few action sequences, and they are just really average. They are so average. And there's something about like these kids, every time they use their weapons or their powers, it just filmed and edited and executed in the most awkward ways possible. It's a lot of people screaming, and the dialogues, oh my god. Whoo! This is a tough one. This is a real tough one because this is some CW level shit. This is some like, again, going back to the whole, out of touch adult thinking that they are writing a shows for high schoolers or teenagers, but this is we are like a new generation now. Like, we don't want that. Like, that is just so cheesy and just so yesterday, like, just don't write stuff like that no more. They would say things that are so goddamn cheesy, and then you just think to yourself like a real person would never talk like that. Like, I just want to look at the writers and say, that, real people, we don't talk like that. Do you? Do you know that? Overall, man, I was left pretty disappointed with this season. It started off kind of strong, and I was kind of into it, but then they got to the midpoint, and everything just went downhill from there. Writings were kind of lazy, and, acting's kind of subpar, and the actions are not all that exciting, and it was really, really disappointing second season. I'm going to give Runaways Season 2 a 6 out of 10. The first 5 episodes or so was actually pretty decent, but I don't know what happened to the rest of the season. You guys, you got a chance to see the second season of Marvel's Runaways. Let me know in the comment section how you feel about it. If you like it, if you not like it, if you enjoyed my review, hit the like button and subscribe if you want to see more reviews like this. With that being said, I'll see you soon.